to order. Roll call, please.
Mayor Morris,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Rupertus,
Here.
Alderman Green,
Here.
Alderman Welch, out. Alderman Madre,
Here.
Alderwoman Jones. Here. Mayor, you do have a quorum.
And Wilson, you lead us.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. On the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Let me see, no special presentation, no public hearing, any citizens request? Move on to reports.
There's one up here.
No, I
I'm
was
sorry.
informed that it had to be pertaining to the information.
Okay, now I'd seen that up there. Sorry about that.
Mine was not.
Reports from directors. Debbie, you have
Can I say mine, just in case when you get to item 3, when you're discussing the, purchase of the playground gift equipment, I've got some numbers that I can kind of tell you how much, if y'all approve it, where to maybe
Okay.
money around. As far as that, I really don't have anything. We'll open Saturday, I believe, so Georgia's got everything ready, got her staff hired, all that's on go, ready to go. So it's pretty much
police or fire?
Mr. Mayor, Council, I'll be brief. Had a very busy weekend last weekend, but Saturday especially it was almost like a standard 4th of July around here. We're having a lot of popularity come to our beach. I think the gas prices has caused a lot of folks to staycation instead of trouble for vacation, but we had probably as many as 1,500 people on the beach on Saturday. The weather kept the Sunday crowd down. But we are fully prepared for a very busy and productive Memorial Weekend. Probably have twice the officers on this weekend than we've ever had, so we are not anticipating any problems, but we are anticipating a lot of crowding. But that's all we have.
One question, how'd it go with the new beach cleanup on Saturday?
Actually, it went well. The gentleman came out and the dumpster filled up too fast because there was still a lot of trash that was picked up. He did put liners into the trash cans after he picked them up. We probably need to go with a heavier duty liner because it was the ones that he provided and not the long bags or the construction bags. But I think it's going to work out very well. I'm going to get with Georgia as to possibly getting, even though aesthetically we don't really want a huge dumpster out there, but we don't need a smaller one overflowing with trash either. So we will probably look at maybe changing out for a little bit larger dumpster at the beach.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Brad.
On to Alderman's reports. Alderman Jones, you got something?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. In the past few months, the citizens' comment section of our agenda have been in transition. For instance, last October's agenda, the public comment simply stated limited to 3 minutes. Since then, it's changed and evolved nearly every month. The May 9th meeting did not offer public comment. Tonight's agenda can only speak on what's on the agenda. Mayor, may I suggest that we ask the people what they may want and then bring it to council to make a decision. Next, In our agenda packet, I've noticed that, last month and this month, there are, open records requests have been posted in the agenda packet. And you can find the packet, of course, on the city website. The April 18th agenda packet included 12 open requests by name, date, and the requested information. There was nothing on the agenda about open records requests. Tonight's agenda packet includes 18 open records requests by name, date, and the requested information. Again, there's nothing on tonight's agenda about open records requests. The people are curious as to why these are included in the agenda packet. If we were to truly be transparent, we could have a section on the new city website that includes open records requests, the names, the dates, and the official replies from the city. As I have been approached, because now people are curious as to what these replies are from the city. The Attorney General website includes a searchable database for their replies, and we could follow their example. And I have something from the government code about public information, and I'll just read just a little bit of it. The people in delegating authority do not give their public servants the right to decide what is good for the people to know and what is not good for them to know. Thank you.
I don't have anything to report.
I attended several meetings the past couple of weeks, and I'm gonna really shorten it up. From Galveston PD, they said the crimes around town, they're reporting no major increase, which is good. The one theft problem they're having is catalytic converters, mainly down on the east end, but they said like burglaries and thefts out west has not risen at all, which is a good thing. One interesting note they brought up is packages washing up on the beach. It has happened recently. It's not funny, I never thought about this. With an increase in fentanyl coming into the States, they advised us if you were even to approach and touch a package that's washed up on the beach and it contains fentanyl, it could kill you instantly.
Wow.
So that might be good to get a word out, because everybody's excited, oh look, I found cocaine, let's go take it, grab it, or what have you. If it contains fentanyl, it can kill you instantly. It hasn't happened yet, and he stressed that, but he said everybody needs to know. That was interesting. Tax season, everybody knows everybody's paying, but there's been lots of questions. Cheryl Johnson, she's really doing a great job. She's providing a ton of information on her website of how to protest your taxes, and she's really diligent about it. She's even offering, she had a class a couple weeks ago, I don't know if she has any more, but for all those people asking how to protest your taxes, just look online. She gives you word for word how to do it. Upcoming meetings, we got the hurricane awareness meeting here downstairs at the fire department. We're light closed because it gets hot. June 18th, JDIC is here this Saturday. And as Ginger reminded us, tomorrow's the last day to vote. That's it for me tonight, Mayor.
Thank you. Next item is number 8, consent agenda and approval of minutes. Approval of minutes from the regular city meeting 4/18/22, and item 2 is approval of minutes from workshop meeting 5/9/22.
I have something to say. On, the workshop meeting, I have typed Alderwoman Madray. I'm gonna change it to Alderman Madray. I'm sorry. Anyway, and then on the item number 3, or item number 2, excuse me, I'm just typing, I forgot where I was, I thought I was still in Shore Acres, but anyway, I'll change it to the city of Jamaica Beach instead of Shore Acres. You can answer the phone while it's on.
Does anybody want to pull one of those? If not,
I haven't corrected one, so just know that there will be.
do I have a motion to approve with the stated corrections?
I make a motion to approve these minutes as stated correctly.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? And ready to vote? everybody?
Mhm.
Unanimous. New business. Discussion, consideration, take action to approve resolution number 2022-04, electing the mayor pro tem of the city council of the city of Jamaica Beach, Texas. Do
I'll make that motion that we, appoint Russell Rupertus.
we have a motion yet to discuss in a second. We have a motion to discuss
I make the motion to discuss this item.
in a second. 40 seconds. Any discussion? You make a motion to,
I make a motion that we appoint, vote for Russell Rupertus. Alderman pro tem, he's done a fine job.
I second that motion.
and we're ready to vote. All in.
Silence your phone. I just should amend that. Question again.
All in favor? Three.
Taz, did you,
I did not vote.
I didn't hear anything, so I have to keep it, so you abstaining?
I am voting no.
Okay.
So,
Still,
on the-
it's passed.
it's passed, yes. New business, number 2, discussion, consideration, take action to approve ordinance number 2022-05, designating the official newspaper of the city of Jamaica Beach and repealing all other ordinances in conflict. Do I have a motion to discuss?
I'll make that motion to discuss it.
Give me a second.
I second.
Any discussions?
This is just basically housekeeping, it's done once a year.
So,
Go ahead.
so the newspaper is going to be,
That's our official
The Daily
newspaper.
News.
and which is,
It says there, what is it, Galveston County News?
it doesn't say where, so it's Galveston Daily News?
It's in there, it's the Galveston County Daily News.
Oh, I
If
got.
you look under one, says that, the Galveston County Daily News, got it, see?
Does it show under, are we seeing something wrong?
No, you're not talking about.
Yeah.
On the agenda in your packet, right?
In the packet.
It's in the packet, yeah, I didn't listen, I didn't type out the whole, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Do we get a motion?
Yep.
Second to discuss.
Yep, we already did. We did a motion to discuss, right?
Would you quiet your dog down?
Who brought that from the council?
I would be guilty.
You can use it.
Maybe I just need to make the motion.
Yep, ready to vote?
With the correction.
You approve?
Yes.
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 Okay.
Number 3, discuss approving the quote from American Parks Company for new park playground equipment in the amount of $54,880, funding from the 5,035 park fund, equipment purchase, and 35,100 and 35,200 from hot funds. Do I have a motion to discuss?
I make the motion we discuss.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? No, any discussion?
Debbie, you mentioned that you would bring
I
up the
did,
numbers.
for them to take down, dispose of, clean up, bring the new equipment, the mulch, put it together, I mean, turnkey job is, like I said in there, is $54,880. In the budget this year, we budgeted $25,000 for new park equipment, if y'all remember. Being said, that leaves a balance of $29,880. Okay, everybody says, look at the hot tax funds, which I brought that in there, and I'll give it how I suggest disperse the money. Tourism, if you take the balance of $29,880 and you divide it by 2, there's 2 hot tax funds that you can take approximately $15,000 out of to pay for that equipment. There's a tourism budget It was approximately around 60,000 budgeted, we still have a balance of 53,204. If you take the 15,000, it'll leave still enough to get us through to the next budget year in that line item. They also have a high tax maintenance fund. It was budgeted, had 50,000 in there, it still has a little like 42,000. You take out the 15,000 approximately, still gonna give enough money in that to carry it over to the next budget year, which is a few months away. So, those are the numbers that I can bring you and tell you. There are funds there, if that's how you want to allocate those funds to pay for that equipment.
Very well done, thank you.
Debbie,
Great job.
in here it mentions that it would come from the park fund. How much would,
We budgeted 25,000, I would take the 25,000 out of the park fund, which is the first one. The second one is the maintenance fund, which is the 35,100. I'm telling you, it's got $42,140 left in it now. If you take out approximately $14,940. And then on the, tourism, it's got about 53,000 in there. If you take out the 14,900, there's still enough to budget till we rework the budget in, I guess, in the next couple of months. Those are the funds that I, can safely say that you can pay for that park equipment if that's what you choose to do.
Go ahead.
Does that zero out our park fund balance?
Yes.
Do we have any other activities coming up? Not that I'm aware of, not before the next fiscal budget, right?
To do for parks, no, the park has their own budget for, they've got for electricity or budget or whatever, I didn't have it in front of me, but we actually allocated 25,000 strictly for park equipment, yes.
Thank you.
I mean, it's not taken from anything else, because we actually added it, we actually made a line item to create that line, for that park equipment.
That's what we thought last September, when we were putting it together.
Now, the piece of equipment, this was done, through a survey for the residents. This piece of equipment was by far the winner, which,
80
Marcy explained that.
80% plus,
And we're getting a discount on it, I think it's regularly almost 80,000 for that big piece of
83.
equipment. Yeah, so she's giving us a discount to actually purchase this piece of equipment. And the mulch and everything,
I have one last question. How soon can they do it on schedule?
I'm supposed to notify her, she's waiting on us to make the decision tonight. I told her I would let her know something before I left here tonight.
Okay. Thank you so much. You did a great job on this.
Good month.
Go ahead, Mark. Okay.
Wait a minute,
Yes, do you have something else to add?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I know you guys are very busy. I want to volunteer to help, Debbie and whoever's coordinating this, relieve some of the pressure off you guys. I've looked at, and I just want to mention this too. I looked at these are just their standard conditions, and y'all look through them. And it's good contacting them if we can, because actually I think we passed the validity of their bid by the week.
It is, you talking about for the agreement?
Yes.
We've
I
talked
think
about
we're
that.
okay,
She's gonna update the dates.
Okay,
You
great.
know, I told her she'd have to wait till after tonight before I was even gonna make, I wasn't gonna make that decision.
There are a couple of things I want us to be aware of. One is their request, these are their standard things, not what we can, verify and work through with them. They're requesting that water and 120 volt electricity be available within 100 feet of where they're gonna erect the equipment. Unless specifically indicated on the proposal, all required permits are responsibility of the city. We'll have to issue a permit. Site plan, they're gonna present us a site plan that we can review. And we're supposed to agree to that before they mobilize. Cleanup, they'll break everything apart, break it down, they'll come in here, shift in the truck. And I'll put all the trash, I'll bundle up all the trash. We're gonna need to furnish a dumpster for them to put in.
It's all what we did last time when they built the other ones.
I'm sure it is, I'm just.
We're just saying.
They do all the way?
Yeah, I was under the impression that they take
Just
it down and they
thinking
haul
that-
it away.
just so we know it,
Yeah.
everybody's aware of it, and we get this dumpster in before they mobilize, so that they don't,
Yeah.
and just maintain the relationship. And that's basically it. And like I say, I volunteer to be whatever assistance I can in coordinating and with that.
Okay.
That's it.
We're ready to vote? Okay, go ahead, everybody in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Raise your hand. Unanimous? My report. Yeah, there's been some discussion about the 3-minute comment section. Yes, there has been some changes. We will continue to make changes. And we may revisit that continuing as we keep going. Just a little FYI, there is basically 5 types of meetings cities have. They have which is our first typical meeting, is a public meeting, a workshop, or a work session. Consider different things in different cities, but it's all the same thing. The second type meeting, which are our second meeting we have of the month, is our open meeting, our regular meeting, business meeting. It's termed different things. The third type of council meeting there is a public hearing. The fourth type is a special meeting, or sometimes we have to call. And the fifth is a retreat meeting. Those are the 5 types of city council meetings there are. We are getting that terminology corrected and stated, where we will all be using that in conjunction with the letter of the law from the state. As far as what we are doing, citizens have always been able to reach out to us, and they do. There's such a small percentage that comes up here compared to what we hear from on a monthly basis, whether it be through phone calls, staff, calling one of the city council members. There's always a way to get in touch with us. And I talk to no less than 20 people a week. I am constantly listening, discussing things that's going on. I enjoy that. I enjoy that dialogue with citizens. And believe it or not, it's 99% positive, regardless of what you may be hearing some here. But please remember, you can call, email staff, myself, or any alderman, and we will see that it gets followed through with. Other than that, I want to read this to everyone just real quick. I'll just take a moment. Here in the U.S., we have a representative democracy, also known as an indirect democracy, which is a type of democracy where people are elected to represent the citizens and make decisions for them. That is in contrast to a direct democracy that Alderman Jones so much talks about, where the citizens are directly involved with all decision-making of the government body. Citizens vote directly, not through the representatives, on legislative proposals. Citizens do not rule themselves unless they directly decide to by laws and policies. We have several, 3 types of cities here in the state of Oklahoma, or state of Texas, I'm sorry. In Texas, cities of more than 5,000 inhabitants may become, upon voter approval of the city charter, a home rule city. I'm trying to get where everybody can understand this. The rest must be general law cities. General law municipalities are classified by population as type A, B, or C, with different options for their forms of government. I won't go through A, B, C. You can call me if you're interested in it. But in our local government here, we have the mayor-council government system is a system of organization of local government that has an executive mayor who is directly elected by the voters, and a separately elected legislative city council. This is how Jamaica Beach has always been run and is set up through its ordinances. It is the most common form of local government in the United States. This may be broken down into two main variations depending on the relationship between the two branches. A strong mayor government or a weak mayor government variation. Our ordinances and all are set up as a strong mayor. I can discuss those two in detail more if someone would like to contact me and discuss that. In conclusion, what is embarrassing is that some of our own elected officials do not understand or want to understand how our beautiful city is set up for the daily operations of the government. Instead, there's a lot of distractions going on. Our true mission here, every city councilman, every elected official, every staff member, their true mission is to do what's in the best interest of Jamaica Beach as a whole. Let the ones who are being productive be productive without the constant interference of a lot of malarkey that does nothing but slow down the operations, waste resources, and most of all, waste taxpayers' money. I ask each citizen to help our city by not buying into accusations, innuendos, uneducated slander, because together we can make this little community the best city on the Gulf Coast. I say this because we have a lot of distractions going on by a small number. We've had a number of open records requests. I do include these. It is a part of our transparency here. We've had, just in the past 2 weeks, partial page of open records requests. They are in the agenda pack, so I won't read each one of them out. But please go there and look and ask what the results were. We more than welcome that. We also will be, in the very near future, we'll be including the cost that it's cost the city, what we were able to charge for that, and what's the net cost to the city and each taxpayer. A lot of distraction right there. I know people say we have a right to know. Yes, absolutely, everyone has a right to know. But where does the right to know become harassment? That's what I ask. And I just ask each citizen to search within yourself. It's a fine line. We do not discourage open records by any means. But that information, when you're dealing with a small staff and you're spending 30% of that time filling open records requests and not doing other city business just because someone thinks something else is going wrong or being done wrong, is not healthy for the city or any citizen or any of your elected officials. I look forward to doing this job and doing this job well, and I look for everyone's support to make this happen. Thank you. Other than that, motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion to adjourn.
Second? I guess we'll need a second.